Yeah, good evening, grade 12, grade 11, grade 12 geography students. Thank you very much again. We are to meeting today regarding South Africa's industrial development region, particularly Port Elizabeth. I want us to understand that Port Elizabeth, Uitenhage region, is the fourth largest industrial region in South Africa, which actually contributes about 9% to the South African GDP. I'm sure you can maybe relate to statistical data that we can find in various records and stuff. So as you can see, this is the map of Uitenhage. So we have got a lot of functions taking place in Uitenhage there. We talk about various services. We talk about provision and availability of main roads there. We also talk, there is also businesses, commerce, manufacturing. We have got transport as well as railway stations that are all over the country, which we can actually relate to say they are influencing the industrial development in what? In Port Elizabeth. So without wasting any time, I just attacked the map here for us to be able to relate. And basically what you need to see is that we have got quite a lot of major roads, which we are talking about infrastructure network, that which is also quite important facility with regards to uh, industrial development. We have got springs, local reserves. We have got quite a lot of many other manufacturing services and also commerce functions that we can talk about, recreation and so forth. So let us just quickly look into the location of Port Elizabeth's industrial region, which is actually influenced by a combination of factors. A variety of factors are involved or are influencing the location of Port Elizabeth. So now, what we need to look at is that there is one, proximity to natural bay and seaport, which is one point. There is large and relatively skilled labor force there, which is also available in Port Elizabeth. Availability of raw materials, which is also another third point, particularly those related to agriculture. In terms of our raw materials, we are saying agricultural produce, so it also provides functions there. Automotive industry, which is one of the main industries that is also running in Port Elizabeth. However, there are some challenges that also the region faces, like there are periodic droughts, are distant from the major mining areas, and labor issues. We are saying these are also challenges that we are going to discuss as we go through the assessment and analysis of factors influencing the location of Port Elizabeth and also industrial development. So now, first and foremost, we have got the natural bay and seaport. So the natural deep water harbor in Anglo Bay provides strategic advantages for both importing raw materials like car parts. I'm sure we know very well that car parts, car assembling is taking place in Port Elizabeth because of the availability of the bay that has got the strategic advantage for importation of accessories for car parts. So exporting finished vehicles, they are also there is also the advantage of exportation of finished vehicles, which makes it attractive for industries like the automotive sector, according to some educational resources. So now, what we are saying is that car making and car assembly, we have got these running in Port Elizabeth because of the advantages of importation and exportation of car parts and as well as cars as finished products. So these can also provide a good strategic advantage with regard to the location and also influencing the regional development. So we have got also labor availability as number two, the presence of large population in Port Elizabeth area provides substantial pool of skilled labor. We said that when we talk about large population sizes provides variety. They provide variety of skills. They provide variety of skills which are also needed. We talk about expertise, which is also very important in terms of production and also growth. So we have got expertise that is also as a result of the large population that we find there. And again, we have got both skilled and unskilled labor in various industries that are supporting production and growth in Port Elizabeth there. So they remain a good advantage of labor supply because of large population availability. We have got raw materials. The raw materials is also number 3 point. The region benefits from availability of agricultural products and other materials which are crucial for industries like we talk about the textiles and the automotive industry, component manufacturing. So if we look at this, what we can understand is that raw materials always provides uh, important functions when it comes to industrial development. So we cannot be able to override the essence of saying that when raw materials are readily available, for example, we talk about the main industries, the main industries like the automotive and raw materials in the region, they are exported or distributed to home markets. So, in other ways, what we need to understand is that the harbor of the Goa Bar, the Goa Bay is shielded from winds from the southwest and also follow the passage of the cold front. So the winds are slowed down as they also move over a small section of the land. So what we need to understand is that due to its proximity to other major cities in South Africa, as well as its convenient port location, which is related to the first point that I was talking about, we are saying that this Port Elizabeth is also actually it is actually well respected for its contribution to the port and harbor industry. So the port and harbor industry that takes place there, they are very important. As we are saying, the main harbor is a valuable container terminal, which also have got a fruit and manganese terminal. So what we need to understand is that these are raw materials, or these are resources that are found as a result of the harbor that we are referring to. So we need to understand this, and we cannot override those factors. So we can also talk about historical development as point number 4, that the establishment of the railway workshops played a very important role. They played a very important role in the area's industrial development by bringing in skilled workers and their families and boosting the local economy. So the local economy was developed also because of the railway establishment, the railway workshop, which also actually played a very important role in industrial development, whereby skilled workforce was found in the areas and their families, which also saying there was a large pool of workforce which would also boost the local economy. So we need to understand that. And then good transport network is number 5. The N2 highway and railway lines provide good access to other parts of the country, facilitating movement of goods and people. So this, when we talk about this, it refers also to infrastructural development. Infrastructural development, which is very important. So now, when we look at that class, what we need to understand is that the transport in this region is linked to the rest of the markets in South Africa by the railway lines and the roads. as well as the airport and harbor. So now the good transport network, we are talking about the roads, the roads, there is railway line, there is also the airport. We are saying all of these are well linked. They are well networked. So therefore, what happens is that they are quite important with regards to strategic industrial development. So the region remains now linked to the rest of the markets in South Africa, enabling further growth and development. We can also relate to the point to do with more rainfall, or we can talk about water availability. So located in the eastern parts of South Africa, the region generally has better access to water resources compared to drier inland areas. It has got better access to water resources compared to drier inland areas. So what we need to understand is that in this case, uh, this region is supplied with water from Haribi Dam. We can talk about Haribi Dam. We have got water from Haripi Dam, and also which lies in the tributary of Orange River, and also Orange River supply, because we are saying Haripi Dam lies in the tributaries of Orange River. So now this it is actually the one of the most the first interbasin water transfer scheme developed in South Africa, which also enabled so availability of water also enabled what it also enabled industrial development. Industrial development came also as a result of availability of water. So we cannot override that. So, classy, these are some of the factors that are contributing to the development of business in Port Elizabeth. So, let's look into challenges and problems. We can say challenges, we can say problems businesses are facing in terms of the region is facing. So, of first, we can talk about the distance from major markets being relatively far from major economic centers and markets in South Africa can lead to increased transportation costs and logistical challenges. So therefore, this reduces profits, reduces economic profits for businesses. You understand? So what we are saying is that there is a little bit of distance from major markets, which results in increased transportation costs and also as logistical challenges in terms of delays and time, which can also affect in other concerns as it comes to maybe logistical challenges when it comes to transportation of perishables, and also maybe there might be need of sophisticated transportation services, which becomes a challenge. And then distance from the mines, the distance from major mining areas make the cost of transporting raw materials, for example, like coal for energy, more expensive. So coal, when it is to be transported we are saying it is actually like the region is actually far. It is distant enough or more distant from the major mining areas, which also further increases cost of transportation of raw materials, and also at the end of the day can impact on the economic profits the business is making. And then we can as well talk about drought is number 3. The region experiences periodic droughts which negatively impact water supply and agricultural production. So agricultural production is hindered or it is negatively impacted because of the periodic drought that we are talking about, and hence reduces the supply and produce to the market. We have got labor issues. Besides the issue that we identified that Uitenhage has got good population sizes, we also still have to say to understand that a large labor pool exists, strikes and many other labor related issues can disrupt production. So now we have got issues to do with uh, salaries or employees benefits. We are saying all these are challenges that can affect that can affect businesses. And then what about issues to do with competition for resources? The region may face competition for resources with other industrial areas in South Africa. Obviously, that we cannot deny it. That in any instance, when business is booming, many other related and parasitic businesses will also follow suit and may also come into the industry, creating more competition there. So I want us to look at main industrial activities of Port Elizabeth. Main industrial activities, uh, the main industrial activities in Port Elizabeth are are centered around the automotive industry. We talked about the motor industry because of the importation and exportation of car parts and accessories. So, include vehicle assembly, component manufacturing. Additionally, there are significant industries such as chemicals. We have got metal products, textile, and food and beverages, which are also two good examples or examples of what of businesses that are taking place or industries running in Port Elizabeth. So looking at automotive industry, the area is a major hub for vehicle manufacturing. I guess this one we can agree that main vehicles or major plants of vehicle manufacturing they are found in there. We talk about companies such as we can talk about VW. We talk about VW. We talk about General Motors. We talk about we are saying having major plant ports in there, and this also drive a large number of component manufacturers. Manufacturers are also producing more of those accessories that this car industries or car plants would be looking at. Chemicals is a prominent sector. So chemical industry is a prominent sector producing various products like fertilizers, paints, and soaps, which we have there. So I'm sure that we can agree that when it comes to, before we go there, I want us just to revert back to the issue of motor industry, motor assembly. That Port Elizabeth was the first industrial region in South Africa to assemble motor vehicles, which was established around the 1920s. And major assembly plants for a variety of motor manufacturing are found in Port Elizabeth anyway. And then VW is located in the same region. VW is located in Port Elizabeth. And then some of the vehicle manufacturers have relocated to even other places north of Pretoria in recent years. So when it comes to metal products, the region has also has a strong presence in metal products including machinery and electrical machinery. So it becomes also strategic because it has got metals and non-metal machinery. We can talk about textile. The textile industry, particularly wool and cotton processing, is another key area of activity. Uitenhage actually focuses more on producing jackets, producing heavy warm clothing during the winter areas. So we can also talk about food and beverages is another point that we can also have to mention and pass on. This sector also is significant with activities like fruit canning. I'm sure we know that we can talk about jam, we can talk about these other fruits such as beetroot, as well as many other related functions. We can also talk about the issue of beverages, which are as a result of fruits that are found there. So we also have other factors, such as the port plays a vital role facilitating both imports of raw materials and also exports of manufactured goods. Raw materials, the region has access to agricultural resources such as one, we talk about wool, we talk about cotton, we talk about fruits, which are used in various industries. So parasitic industries or industries that are within the short distance, they also benefit on this. Skilled labor, a large skilled and unskilled labor force is available in Eastern Cape, supporting industrial development. We talked about a large population size, which also provides both of skilled and unskilled labor. So finally, we can talk about transportation network. There is a well-developed transport network that links the region to other parts of South Africa and international markets. We talked about N2. We also maybe talk about N1. We can talk about many other international roads that are linking. So, classy, this is about two chapters, 2 points that we need to take note of. And thank you very much for your time and all the best. Don't forget to continue subscribing and following and sharing the videos for the best of our academic race. And don't forget that this year extensive revision is going to be on. Let's do it as we go.